Well, hello again, BookTube, and welcome back to The Sound of May. That is the BookTube event hosted by Steve Donahue and I, where we encourage you to read literature about music, books, poetry, fiction, what have you. And first of all, apologies for the possibly weird video or audio issues. I'm filming in a different location here at the old folks' home, and so I'm having to make some accommodations for that. But today I wanted to make you a video not necessarily book-related, but sort of Sound of May, music-related. I wanted to show you this new guitar that I bought last week. I play guitar, mainly acoustic guitar, and so I thought I would show you this stupid financial decision I made, and possibly just talk to you a little bit about my time playing guitar over the years. So let me show you what I got. So here it is. This is the thing that I bought last week. This is a Martin D18. Those of you who play guitar or at least know about guitars, you know that these are like sort of holy grails of acoustic guitars. It's definitely a holy grail guitar that I've been looking into getting for a while, and I saved up my pennies, and I finally got one myself. But in case you're interested, or if you're a guitar playing person, this is the Sitka spruce on the top, and then mahogany on the back and the sides of it. All solid wood, just really gorgeous cannon of an instrument. I mean, this thing sounds like a cannon when you play it. So I will play a little bit of it. Hopefully the audio from this microphone will pick up its sound, but we'll see. So that's a little bit of what this guitar sounds like. Hopefully the microphone picked it up okay. Yeah, I bought this guitar last week, and it has cut into almost all of my reading time. I've done very little reading in the past week, which is sort of shameful considering I'm one of the hosts of this event. But I've been playing this thing to death, and I I think you could probably tell, even though I'm not a very good player, you could tell like how much sound this thing carries. This thing is it's called a dreadnought guitar, and that's something was sort of created by the Martin Guitar Company. Basically, it's sort of like one of the biggest body styles for an acoustic guitar that you can have, and it just carries so much sound. It sounds like a gunshot whenever you're playing it, and it can get so loud, which is really great for my neighbors. But yeah, I wanted to show you that it's certainly the best sounding guitar that I've ever played. I have another Martin guitar, but it doesn't sound anything like this. This is just a sound of its own. And so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about how I started playing guitar. I don't know if this would interest anybody at all. At least for this booktube event, it might interest you if you're musically inclined, or maybe if you're not. I started playing guitar whenever I was 12 years old, and really the sort of the inspiration for why I wanted to play was actually from Johnny Cash. I grew up, like I've said in a previous video, I grew up in southeastern Ohio, so it's considered the law to listen to country music, and especially the old outlaw country music. And Johnny Cash, for whatever reason, he was the one I gravitated toward. He was just I just thought he was really cool. He wore, considered the man in black. He wore all black all the time, and he had this deep baritone voice. And what I would do is I would watch YouTube videos of his old variety show that he had in the late 60s and early 70s, and I would watch him playing guitar on stage and singing his songs, and I thought, that's really cool. I want to learn to play. I want to be him. I want to play like him. I want to look like him. I want to do everything like him, minus the drugs and the religion. But and also so I wanted to learn how to play guitar, and luckily my oldest brother, he's about 10 years older than me, he played guitar, and so he actually taught me how to play. I had gotten this old, now that I think of it, I might bring it out here and show it to you, but I got my very first guitar was, like I said, I was 12 years old, and my parents bought it for me. It was from an antique shop near where I'm from. We got it for $100. It was a Harmony archtop acoustic guitar, and it was built in 1960. And the bridge for it, those of you who don't know, that's what this thing is. It sort of holds the strings down at the bottom of the body of the guitar. And the bridge for that was sort of teetering, hanging on by a thread, but it was still playable. And it was, believe it or not, it was, so Harmony was an old guitar company from ages and ages ago, and they don't exist I don't think they exist anymore, but this guitar was, it was an all solid mahogany guitar, which is, for $100, that's great. And it was called a steel reinforced neck, which basically means that it had one action on the neck of the guitar. For like, the action is how high up the strings are from the fretboard of the neck, and it had one action, one set to it, and you could not adjust it at all. Like modern guitars, like this one, they have something called a truss rod inside the neck of the guitar, and what you do is you use like an Allen wrench, and you can twist that rod, and you can either loosen the action, make the strings lower on the fretboard so it's easier to play, or you can raise the action to make the strings higher up off the fretboard. And so that harmony guitar, luckily it had a really low action to it because the bridge was just basically dead. And but I learned how to play. I learned how to play on that. My brother gave me lessons for a few weeks, probably about a couple months, and just learning, basic chords like they call them the country chords, but the basic major chords. And the very first song I ever learned how to play on the guitar was "Ring of Fire" by Johnny Cash. My brother, his wife, actually for Christmas bought me this songbook, and it was considered like the Johnny Cash songbook, and it had basically lessons. It was a book of lessons, and it showed you all the chords to all of his most famous songs that you would learn how to play. And so I blasted through that book, learning to play the different songs, and that was basically how I learned to play guitar. Actually, now that I think of it, I'm going to go grab the first guitar I ever had and show you where I came from. Okay, so this is the old harmony guitar that I first got. I think it was $120 that my parents paid for it. Got this from an antique shop. Again, this has been 10 years now. I was 12 years old when I got it, and it says harmony steel reinforced neck. But these things are like they're American made, and they call it an arch top because it has, I don't know if you can tell, but it has a little bit of an arch to the raise in the middle of the body that makes it be an arch top. These are like a jazz guitar. A lot of jazz musicians play these. So you can see it's got little cracks and buckle rashes. This thing, that I looked it up. There's a little serial number on the inside of the sound holes here, and it was built in 1960. So that's 66 years now, and so this thing has years on it, and whoever played this, it's just interesting how it got all the way, it got all the way to me. And so the tuning pegs on this thing are kind of cool too. But when I got this, this thing it's technically still playable, but it doesn't sound like that Martin. And this bridge, so I learned how to play on that, and then eventually moved on to getting other acoustic guitars, and so eventually I wanted to get a new bridge for this guitar to see if we could try to salvage it at all, because there was no adjusting the action on this. I don't know if you can tell. Sorry. So where was I before? Oh yeah. So we eventually bought a new bridge for this guitar, and my brother, he knows some of the basics of sort of repairing guitars, and he tried his hand at installing this bridge onto this guitar, and he had to drill into it, and it actually sort of just made it worse. I don't know if you can tell how high up the strings are from the fretboard, but that is it's almost a slide guitar. But it's still playable. It's just that I never played this thing because I have other guitars. But it's still playable, and these guitars are mostly, these are the ones that jazz musicians play because they have that sort of jazzy style sound to them. But it's still playable. I mean, not very well, but it still has character to me, and I will never get rid of this guitar just because it's the first one I've ever had. Eventually, when I have enough money that I can, spend it on whatever, I will eventually like get a truss rod installed on this and like, basically get this thing repaired to playing condition. And even if I don't, I will just have it. I mean, it looks really cool. It can just be a wall hanger and a conversation piece. Should I ever feel the need to have a conversation, but yeah, but this thing just has, there's a bunch of memories and years built up in this guitar. But that was sort of what I wanted to. But that was sort of what I wanted to talk to you today about. I just wanted to show you that Martin guitar and sort of share a little bit of my history of playing guitar with you. So the sound of May. So I thought it might be remotely interesting to you. So yeah, I'm going to try to get back into reading at least something so that I can talk about a book for this event. I'm going on a trip tonight through Saturday, so I'll definitely try to get some reading in then. But yeah, I just wanted to show you that. So see you next time in whatever next video I do.